Welcome back to Freelance School. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Instantly.ai and what happens when you turn on open rate on new accounts. So specifically, Instantly recommends they're a super popular platform for cold email outreach right now. They're growing like crazy. I respect them a lot. In the last video, did a quick review on it, and they recommend when you start new accounts in new domains and you're warming them up for sending and you're doing your initial campaigns to not track click rate or open rate ideally, or at least leave them disabled until you're showing strong results in your health of the deliverability health of your accounts isn't decreasing. In the main tab that shows your email accounts, it's staying at 100%, and ideally you're seeing meetings booked, which means people open the emails, they click the link to schedule a meeting, or they reply to you. But basically avoiding, if you can, tracking open rate to keep your deliverability health as high as possible. So first off, if you can, if it suits the campaigns you're testing or situation, try to leave open rate and click rate disabled. But in the case of the client and the specific campaign, we're driving people to webinar opt-ins, and we are using small sample sizes that we don't normally work with to make sure deliverability health was okay, that nothing was going to, like, if your bounce rate hits 5% and instantly they immediately shut down the campaign. Our first campaign had that issue. We worked on making the lead list contact data better and improved and more accurate. And our second campaign did just fine without the open rate enabled. And but it was still a small sample size, so we weren't sure if without high webinar opt-ins, we weren't sure if the campaign was successful or not. And so this third campaign, we said, hey, we'll do another small sample size. We're not compromising anything and don't run into issues, and make sure we're still testing slowly. But we're going to turn on open rate and see what happens. And if the risk was that by having open rate on after 4 weeks, these still being relatively new, that potentially that could get the accounts marked as have a higher spam rating because it looks like they're like a bulk marketing sender or whatever the algorithm on this inbox provider says or associates that with. Um, we were worried that that might happen, but we were willing to test it on the small sample size. And if any issues popped up, we would just pause the campaign and go back to warming up the emails and adjust accordingly. So, what happened? Honestly, I think it's a positive result. I think Instantly recommends like 40 to 50% plus open rates, which is really good in marketing world. It's very common for certain industries to have less than 20% or be in the 20 to 30% range. Or I think Klaviyo recommends 30% plus for open rates. So 33% really good for cold email outreach. And it's looking good so far. And I think the worry was that that would cause issues. We didn't include a link in the first email. We just offered the person to reply with like more information, kept it very non-commercial, and just value adding education. That's something they should be aware of. And so far, it's doing well. And so for you out there, if you're worried about turning on open rate, I just wanted this to be that a reference point that after 4 weeks doing a webinar opt-in Sal's campaign series, we have not had issues with turning on open rate, though the current bounce rate is in the 3 to 4% level. So as this campaign goes on, if one of the contacts isn't good, bounces, or not one, but if enough contacts get it to 5%, it could compromise it, which I would just update and say, hey, we turned on the open rate. That potentially could have caused those bounce rate, but it also could have been the contact list. But I'll come back and review what that caused. Just wanted to show you guys for the sake of this video, as if you're typing in what happens when I turn on open rate for Instantly campaigns after not having it on new accounts after 4 weeks. What happens? This is what happens. 33%, looking good so far. Let me know if you guys have any questions, want to know any more about Instantly and test different things with this platform. I think it's amazing. I'm not the craziest experienced guy. Definitely check out their YouTube channel. Great. There's many people in school.com, Lee Gen J, that have been using Instantly. They crush it. But so far, I just want to kind of document my journey with it and how it's going. Have a great day. Peace.